Alrighty. Yo, bro. What is up, my dudes? How is all of you doing? Hello, hello, hello. Oh, good boys. Puppos are just getting settled in and whatnot. Alright, so for those watching afterwards, Sunday is the next D&D campaign. So, I have run into some issues. One of those issues is not everybody who participates is always available. So what I need to do now is I need to have some side quests available for when dude bros don't show up, and like there's only like for example this second time was very very different from the first time. The first time was a lot of fun, and we were able to get through all the basics and introduce everybody to the game. But there was some interesting developments with the second session, and I realized because only three of the what was it 7 showed up, so I need to develop something that will work if only 3 or 2 of the 7 show up. So that's what we're working on now. By the way, before we get working on that, look at the stuff that my wife got me. She got me a whole bunch of like stickers from Redbubble. We see we got our Gravity Falls. We got ourselves some Psych Dynasty. That's God's comma. Then we had two what you call Impractical Jokers ones, which we've got of course here, Crangus McBasketball. And then we had Cole Von Cole, which I've stuck Cole Von Cole over here on the base part of my system. But I want to find a good... Part of the problem is I don't have a great place to put all these. Hello, friend. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Right now, I'm just waiting a moment before we really get started into this. And I'm just showing off the stickers that my wife got me for Valentine's Day. And look at this. Okay, so see this right here? She got me a Greyhound sticker, because you gotta love the Greyhounds. But even cooler... like one of the coolest ones she got me a freaking Balto sticker. Look at that freaking awesome Balto sticker. I love that. That's one of the coolest stickers that she's ever gotten me. It's so cool. I gotta find a really good place to put that. Got a good old anti-woke one. I've got another Louder with Crowder one over here on my base system as well. Good old theology one. I can't believe it's not heresy. That's a fun one. And then this beautiful Your Lion April sticker. And I want to find a place where that's always going to be like people can visually see it, and that way I can introduce people to the show, because I love Your Lie in April. It is to this day still one of my favorites. All right. Let me grab something to drink. I'm just going to fill up my water glass a little bit, and then we got to get working on some stuff. Sorry, I didn't mean to kick your face. Good boy, Goosey. Good boy, Tom Tom. I'm sorry if I punted your face a little bit. All right, so here's what happened over the past 2 times. So if you've not tuned in to the past, to the past D&D writing streams, last time I was mentioning how I was explaining the story. So let me just do this. First session, you find out all the players are held captive. Nobody really remembers how they got there, but they're being held in this one container cell, and it's basically this storyline's version of the tavern where everybody meets. You know, they meet up at the tavern to decide what it is they're going to do. And I have to create some order with this group. Otherwise, if I don't give them specific tasks and instructions, I've noticed, then they will kill everyone, including each other, just because they could. But if I give them specific instructions to do on something, then they're more willing to explore that. So the first session, what I established is they were being held captive by a bunch of orcs, and it's very Lord of the Rings esque because it's technically for a church function. So I've got to be very careful the amount of magic stuff that I put into it. I don't want some of our senior adults to come knocking and be like, "You put a bunch of satanic stuff in our youth group." It's like, no, I didn't. But with D&D's history, that makes sense that you're upset about that. So what I'm doing instead is I've removed magic down to the point of Lord of the Rings, and I'm just rolling with that. So far, it's working pretty well. And let's see. First session, these are the big recaps. Gregnog, who's the chief orc that's over the prisoners, punished two of the characters, Lightning Joe. Lightning Joe and Shorty, who's a halfling and a dwarf, respectively. They also have this thing they do where they hop on top of each other and their midget formation. Their words, not mine. But I love it. Philip, who is an NPC that's supposed to be helping them, but I feel like Lightning Joe and Shorty are going to kill him needlessly. But Philip befriends Sage and this other character named Unknown, who just doesn't have a name. This is just a description of like what their duties are going to be, because they each pick a gauntlet to pick what their tasks are going to be. So Lightning Joe and Shorty are on food duties. Sage, Kim, and Philip are on mechanic duties, and then Legolas and Unknown. Can you guess what type of creature Legolas is? And they picked the black ones, which means that they are on mechanical and medical and body disposal. Lightning Joe steals a syringe from Tarek, who is the head medical officer, as they were being led to their dorm rooms. And they're not dorm rooms, they're technically barracks-ish type of thing. And when they were inside the containment unit, Lightning Joe and Shorty picked up Philip as soon as Philip opened his mouth to say, "What the heck are you guys even doing?" They just decided, we're going to pick him up and smash him against the wall. So they did that. And Philip took a lot of damage for that. But also they broke loose a vent cover, which in the second session they ended up using as a shield. All right, so I also created a note for them in the form of a cipher. And they've discovered 3/4 of it because they weren't super, like, when they had the pieces, they were interested in finding out what they were. But they're not very interested in looking for them. So I'm just going to have them, like, discover the last piece in a pretty simple way, and then they can figure out the cipher. Then what happened next? Oh, yeah. To get one of those pieces, I had Philip discover it. He like reached under his pillow and he's like, "Look what I have found." And then, of course, Shorty, who else, comes over and just like decks him in the face, which is why I'm realizing that Philip is going to be a very short-lived character in the storyline, even though he has potential to live throughout the whole story. He was built to live throughout the whole story. If they want to kill him off, that's fine. I heard somebody give the interesting advice of having him killed off in a very unexciting manner. Oh, and if you guys have any suggestions, by the way, please feel free to drop them in the chat. After that, they tried to... I created a creature called the Aishrat. They're supposed to be these little rat-like creatures with, hairy, tough, hairy backs, but their stomachs are very exposed. Like, there's no hair there, and you can see all of their internal organs. And they're called Aishrats, which Aish is the Hebrew word for fire, because I had to include it somewhere. I wasn't going to go an entire creative session without using some Hebrew. And so I created the Aishrat, which are fire rats. What happens is if some of their bodily fluids, we don't entirely know what it is, like some kind of like gland mixed with something in their bloodstream, it creates a chemical reaction which, when oxidized, bursts into flames. So basically, if you break their necks, they just die. But if you stab them or cut them open or draw blood in any way, then they explode. We also discovered that Ashrats hate orc and blood, especially full-blown orcs. But what we noticed, and this is down at the end, one of the elf characters befriends an Ashrat because they're not inherently aggressive towards the humanoid type of creatures, except for orcs. And they notice that these Ashrats are somehow okay with Blurp and Tarek. Where's Tarek's name? 1R. Tarek. There we go. And the reason, they haven't discovered this yet, but the reason for that is that Tarek is a half orc, and he kind of keeps himself hooded and clothed so that people don't find out that he's half orc. Because then he would be seen as inferior, and he might be thrown in with the other prisoners. And then Blurp, who is this big old hunk of meat and fat, basically, who's the head of the kitchen duties, for some reason, the creatures are okay with him. Now, Tarek is more likely to spare the Ashrats, but Blurp lures them in and then just kills them. What they noticed is that the Ashrats are not scared as much of Blurp and Tarek. They're more receptive to them, even though they're of Orcan descent. They look like they're of Orcan descent. And we'll find out eventually that's because Blurp is mostly troll blood, and Tarek, of course, being a half-orc. This lessens the Ashrats' hatred for them. And I haven't put this in there yet, but what they're going to discover eventually is that the entire underground of the Colosseum is infested with Ashrats. And so they can do what they want with that, but I'm going to make sure they understand that they are sitting on a powder keg with a stick of dynamite in their hands. Like, if they do the wrong thing, they're all dead. So, what I need now is, Sunday's coming up, I need a side quest. I need a side quest in case some of them don't show up. So what I'm going to do is the BDY side quests. So one, we're going to start with the first one, which is the sewer escape, and that's the one we just did. But two, I need a good second one. And if you have any ideas, feel free to join in. This isn't. I know that this hasn't been super popular since the first one. The first one was ridiculously popular. Like, I think currently it's got almost as many views as I have subscribers at this point, which for a channel of my size, that's really good. But since then, it's not been as popular. But this is something I need to do anyways. And I don't know how much time I have, but I at least want to get it started. So let's see. Oh yeah, I had an idea. While I was out walking the puppers. Oh, they're so good. They just seep in. They just lay down and be seeping. They're so good. I had an idea for an Orcan character that hates them and wants them dead because they're humanoid, and anything that is not Orcan is, of course, evil. Like, we're going to find out this person even has issues with Blurp. Blurp is known because he's a troll. I mean, it's pretty obvious when you're looking at him, the differences between Blurp and the others. But we're going to find out that he even doesn't like Blurp being there. And, the others allow Blurp because, like, he's a big hulking mess. You don't want to mess with him. He'll beat you up. But they also like him because he's good at what he does. He's good at organizing the kitchen stuff, and he mercilessly kills anyone whenever he catches them doing wrong. Which isn't very often because he's an idiot. But still, though, when he does catch, it's just terrible, evil, 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 evil. So when I start with them in the when their characters wake up, they're going to go to their individual tasks, and then they're going to come together and have the opportunity for a side quest. So first thing we need to start with is I need to create this Orcan character. What should his name be? Plog. Nah, I don't know. Let me think. All right, whatever his name is, we're just gonna call him for the moment. All right. So tries to frame and kill the players, and that will give them a combat side quest. So how's that gonna go? As he patrols, he makes obvious All right, so yeah, he patrols. He makes obvious his distaste for anything non-Orcan, and then ooh. I got it. I know how I'm gonna do it because it's gonna work and it's gonna be awesome. Ooh, and that will give them something. Ooh, that's cool. Okay. All right, so should it be supplies stolen or like vandalism? It needs to be something that's like a big deal. Okay. Yeah, let's say it's like an attempted poisoning of quite a few of the important Orcan characters. So they're going to witness a group of high-ranking guards suddenly just fall over and die. All right, so during dinner, a whole bunch of them are going to fall over dead. It's quickly discovered that they were poisoned. If I can, I'm going to make a map of the mess hall, but I don't feel like I'm going to need to. Because I'm going to have them move pretty quickly back to the barracks. I'm not too worried about making a map for it. So it's quickly discovered that they were poisoned. Are gathered in in the mess hall for questioning. But sent back to the barracks when questioning is done. There we go. Okay, so when questioning is done, they're sent back. And then he's found trying to frame the players to justify killing them. All right. And so then, of course, that's going to lead to a battle. When the battle's completed, they're going to be able to and I gotta let's see, I gotta figure this out because if Okay, so what I'm trying to think through right now is how this whole capturing thing is not capturing thing, how the whole framing thing is going to work, and how it's going to be discovered that that the players are innocent. Because I don't want them to die right away. I want them. I do want them to earn their freedom, but not yet. I want them to have a little bit longer while they're on the run. So let's see. They have a few opportunities. They have a few opportunities to prove their innocence. Okay. And I think that the way I'm going to do it is they're going to be escorted back by a lower ranking orc. And what'll happen is the orc what's going to open it up, find standing there. I might just leave it as that just for fun. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Okay, so they're gonna walk in. They're gonna see. They're gonna see trying to stuff this vial of poison underneath one of their pillows. The other orc is gonna see him and be like, "Hey, what's going on?" And then he's gonna be like, "See, I found this underneath their pillows. They did it. They're the ones." And then he's gonna look at it and look at the vial and be like, "That vial is full. What are you doing?" Because it's very obvious that he hates them, and I might include that he's killed humans in the past. Let's go ahead and type that in before I forget. There we go. That will make people suspicious of him in the first place. That's going to make, oh yeah, there we go. That will make them suspicious. Okay. 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 So now that we got that, that sets up what's going on there. What else do I need? They have opportunities to prove their innocence. If they are unable to prove their innocence because they miss every hint that I give them, the fingerprints on the vial will show that that it was what's his name? We don't have a name for him yet. Okay, so there we go. That's a whole battle about to be done. All right, and ooh, I got an idea. Oh, I like this one too. Ooh, this all right. So this isn't probably. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. You know what? I'll hold out a couple of things for them and see what happens because there's a couple of different options. I want to give as many options as possible because the big thing that they're trying to do is they want to escape this imprisonment. Um, what? Sorry, vile. Okay. What can I say? I was homeschooled. I naturally suck at spelling. Let's see. They're unable to prove themselves. Fingerprints on the vial. Okay. So then the next one. Rival team. And I still need a name for the sport. I don't have a name for it yet. Rival team. The rival team is going to challenge them to something. But I don't know what yet. Oh, welcome to the channel, friend Marco Antonio. Welcome, friend. I'm glad you could join. Yay! Thank you. All right, so now let's see. We got the rival team. I've been bouncing around underneath 200 subs for a while. All right, let's see. Rival team constantly taunts. Eventually, to get them to stop. Oh, somebody keeps jumping in and out. So to get them to stop, the rival players are going to want to taunt them with something, and then there's going to be like a challenge, a non what's that word I'm looking for? A non-battle challenge, because I don't want it all to be fights. I want them to have a couple other things to liven up the scenario a little bit. So what else could we have them challenged with? We could, let's see. Potentially something about them getting caught. Ooh, I have a great idea. Oh, I've got a great idea. Okay, yeah. All right. So okay. So we need something, we need a food that's repulsive. I just Okay, gotcha. I literally just Googled food that's repulsive to orcs, and there is an orcish cuisine fandom page. So let's see. Maybe it's something that gives them the runs. Ooh! Ooh, I got an idea. I got an idea. I got an idea. I've got it. I've got it, and I love it. I got it, and I love it. Okay, you ready? So the thing that's going that they're going to challenge him to do. This is perfect. This is perfect. This is perfect. Okay, got it. Are you ready? Condensed powdered prunes. Condensed powdered prunes. Give you the runs. Oh my gosh, give you the runs if you were to eat one. All right, so here's what's going to happen. Okay. There will be like this little like showdown and whatnot, and obviously like they're not going to fight because that would there's just too much bloodshed. I mean, if they fight, then whatever. Like I can pull some random human stats and they can fight if they want to. Ooh. Possibly seeing if it's possible. Okay. Possibly seeing if it's possible to duplicate why the rats are okay with those two. Keep the swarm from going nuts topside. So the reason that they're okay with them is because that they're okay with those two. Why they're okay with Blurp and Tarek is because they're not fully Orcan. For some reason, I haven't figured out the reason yet because I mean these are creatures of my own creation. I'm gonna have to go in just a minute, but basically, what happens with these two and with all of the others is I need to come up with a reason uh, that they're okay with things that are only like half Orcan. Maybe probably has something to do with like the way that Orcan blood smells or something like that. And because Tarek is half orc and Blurp is troll, they're not as repulsed by the two of them. And what I've allowed to happen, I didn't mention this earlier, but okay, I did right here. Sasha, one of the players, decided not to attack the rats. And because of that, one of them curled up in her lap and just kind of like chilled there. And so what Tarek explains when Blurp and the other orcs are out of the way is that these rats are super loyal to those that don't show aggression towards them. And so Sasha has not only befriended this one, but she's also, because, you know, this thing was curled up in her lap, the rat that went back to the horde is carrying her scent with it, and now the other rats are going to be more friendly to her as well. So there's potential that she could either be a calming agent or she could be a drawing agent to bring them to do like whatever they want. Like if the other players were to convince her to lure the Aish rats into a place where they could all like suddenly be like one or two of them is killed and it causes a chain reaction explosion, something like that, she could be the key in order to do that because she wasn't aggressive towards the first one that she saw, unlike the other dude that stabbed one of them and then immediately got sprayed with fire. All right, so that's what's going on with that, and I did make that happen so that something could possibly be done with that in the future. So let's see. Let's see. So what's going to happen is when the rival team is going to taunt them, it's going to be they're going to taunt them and try to say like, look, we don't. So, I'm gonna have to figure out the motivation. All right, I've got the weekend to work on the motivation, and I probably won't use this one right away, but we'll see. It just depends on the mood of the group. If the group's already having a good time, then I won't use this one because this one's going to be a naturally funny tension breaker type of thing. But they'll have like this contest where like the two teams, since they're not playing each other, they decide that the way they're going to settle their differences is they're going to have this this dried prune ball tossing contest where they throw it into the orc's brew. And so they'll wait till like none of them are around, and they'll just take turns basically doing beer pong with other people's beer, and they just and it won't be. I'll have to work a way to explain it to where it's not promoting alcoholism in church, but basically they're going to throw it into the drink that's set aside for the orcs without getting caught, and then whichever team has the most or whatever has some kind of like weird punishment or something like that. It's basically going to be meant to be a tension break. Oh no wait. Whichever one loses, that team has to each take a bite of one of these powdered condensed prune balls, which is going to give them the runs, and they'll have to make Constitution throws to see how their body handles it. Okay, so let's see, how would I write that? Powdered prune toss contest. And that one's not going to be as much the serious one. That one's just to... Which one of you farted? I swear to the good Lord above, that better be a fart. I gave you tons of time to poop. All right, anyways. So the powder prune toss contest. Losing, not loosing. Losing team has to eat one of the powder balls. More of a humorous side adventure. That gives me a good bit to work with at the moment. Okay, so let's see. I know I've got to work on the motivations. But let's see. What do I need to finish up this one right here? All right, so let's look at the there we go. Mark that one as completed. Okay. Now, I do want to come up with a fourth one, but I want it to be like a significantly later one. Perhaps one after they escape, because I am going to let them escape. If they, if they actually ever get around to it. And I have a map. See if I can pull up that map for you guys. Where did I put it? Oh, there it is. Okay. All right, let me switch this over so you guys can see it, because I need something to help jog my creativity here in the world that I've created. Not that. Nope, not that. Okay, never mind. It's fine. It's fine. But I'm looking at the world right now because there's 3 Colosseums, and I want them to be able to do something. Because they need to be able to survive somehow. So, and I'm thinking that we need like uh, a humanitarian based side quest where they do something for someone else. I'm gonna see if I can bring this up because like. All right, that's fine. That's fine. That's not a big deal. But I've got. So what I've explained here. Let me pull up the other page, the big page here. This guy Donovan Cole. There's the cipher that they're working on that they've opened up. Donovan Cole is the one who wrote the note that they discover. And let's see. He's in a place called the Spiral, which is the place where anyone that's not an orc is forced to live. And it's like horrible, rundown, destroyed, everything. If they escape, I want them to be able to do something there. I'm just gonna put it as a small note for right now that that will probably be that will probably be a little bit easier to come up with once I've actually taken them to the spiral. If they don't discover the spiral on their own, then I'm going to give them opportunities to see the spiral because that's where they're going to find out a lot of the lore of the world and they're going to learn things about why they're in captivity in the first place. And they're going to be further introduced to this character, the Wanderer, who that's what the note is that they're trying to discover. It says, "Wait for the Wanderer," and then it has a DC for what was it, Donovan Cole. Uh, and the Wanderer is supposed to be like this basically mythical figure within this world, where they uh, where they discover. This Wanderer character is eventually the one that frees him from this captivity and reveals the big twist at the end. But we're not quite there yet. Right now, most of these characters and players are first-time players, so I'm trying to you see what my problem is like I'm trying to get them used to playing these games these ways. And so that's why I'm working on like all of these side quests. Is because I want them to be able to learn how to play D&D style games. Let's see. I'm not going to do much more. I'm only going to do a little bit more. And let's see. What other notes can I add to this? He needs a name. This dude needs a name. I see there's 3 of you watching right now. Anybody got a name for this mean orc that's trying to frame them? If you need some to like help jog your creativity, the names that I currently have is Gregnog, Targan, Blurp, Tarek, Lemigon. Those are the characters I've made so far. And I'm trying to use that as a jumping point to coming up with the other things that I need. I gotta think of a name. It doesn't have to be a great name. It just has to be an okay name. If I have to, I'll put it in the Dungeon Master resources and ask for a name. But it needs to be something. It does need to be something kind of gruff. So a lot of harsh letters. Like K's and P's are good. K's, P's, and T's are very good. And now, not K. Bargel. Too close to bagel. That's too close to bagel. That just makes me hungry. Last thing I need is to be hungry during the time when I'm supposed to be talking. Let me think. I'm just gonna toss this in here for now. Brocanol. I'm not super pleased with it, but it'll do for the moment. And then if I can come up with a better one, I'll do that. Ooh, here. Let's make this a lot easier. See, we'll cut. Paste. I know that there's a shortcut to doing that even faster, but that'll work for right now. All right, I am okay with this for the moment. So last thing I need to do before I go, let's see. Are there any other things that I need to do? I do need to figure out how to give them the last piece of their puzzle, so that they can put together the note. I really need my puzzle solving player to show up. She wasn't there last time, so the others kind of struggled a little bit. Well, I feel like when they get the full puzzle, they'll be more engaged with it. But I have realized that this is going to be the only puzzle that this group wants to do. But that's okay. Let's see. So this is going to be the 26th. So February 26th. All right, they're going to... What are we going to do right away? They're going to wake up and... Let me separate this. This is just goals. There we go. And then I'll erase this after we do after we do the session, and then fill it in with things that actually happened. Wake up and go to individual jobs. Poisoning. And then maybe their first round of the sport, which I still don't think we have a name for. All right, you guys can help me with this because I'm still trying to figure out a name for this. I need a name for this game. So this is the game that they're being captured to do. This is the purpose of why they're captured. There's a big sport where there there's, you know what? Hang tight a moment. Not that one. just need this for just a moment so I can, because I'm pulling up sensitive documents. They're not sensitive documents, but it's my stuff. And if my stuff isn't supposed to be visible right now, then it doesn't need to be visible right now. Okay, is that in my other account? I'm gonna try one more time to pull up the map. No, it's not there. Okay, no worries. It's not a big deal. Okay. I do need to figure that out for the future, though. All right, but the main goal of the game is you got two opposite ends of the field. There are these giant spires that go all the way up. On one side, there's a staircase, and on the other side, there's like these square platforms that they jump between. And the square platforms, you know, can provide either better cover or they're safer to go up as long as you're athletic enough. The stairs are accessible to just about anybody, but it's a lot easier to be followed. I need a name for this game because they're supposed to take these giant rings, these big metal rings. They've got to put it over the spire all the way down to the ground, and then it's, you know, that's a point for the team. That's their version of basketball, basically. I need a name for this because it needs to have like a violent connotation to it. Needs to have something. I could do something in German because two of these students are learning German. Okay, never mind. Maybe just outright searching German game of death was not the right thing to do. How about Google Translate German to English? I hate how quickly Google learns things. All right. Spiel, I guess. Let me listen to it. Maybe you guys will be able to hear it as well.
Todesspiel.
Todesspiel. I don't like that. I hate that so much. Let's try something else. Um
Todesring.
I don't like that either. I hate the sound of that. Gosh. But it has to have some kind of violent connotation. Does it have to? Let's try another. Let's see. Ring of. What is the ring of? Hang on.
Friedhofsring.
Friedhofsring. I don't like that either. I hate this idea. I hate the idea of using German for it. It's a thought. It was a thought to try to engage my German learners, but like, man, that just does not jive with me at all. Ugh. I don't know what I'm gonna name it. I gotta name it something. If you guys get any ideas, put it in the comments below. But I think I'm gonna go ahead and wrap up for now. So I want to thank you guys for tuning in. It is time for me to go get myself some food, take care of the buddies, and I got some other things to work on before Sunday, anyways. But I want to thank you, Marco, for tuning in and for contributing. It's always more fun whenever people contribute in the comments or the chats. But thank you guys very much. Ooh, and if you're watching right now, I just dropped the latest horror video game that I've played, which is the Siren Head Horror Experience. That is a creepy, creepy game, and I think you guys would really enjoy watching it. But anyways, that's all for right now. I'll see you guys later. Peace out!